One of the great things about Canva is they are always adding new features and updates to the platform. Things like new color options, photo editing tools, and integrations with third party apps. All of these options are there to help make your design process that much easier. And today I'm going to share 15 Canva updates that I bet you didn't know. My name is Kat, and this is Canva Catterday. The first update can be found in the templates section. So click on templates and you'll see an option for creators you follow. Now, if you don't see this in your account, it simply means that you haven't followed any Canva creators. To do that, scroll down to any of the templates, and just below the template name, you'll see an icon as well as the name of that Canva creator. If you click on this, it will take you to their Canva homepage, and you can see all of the templates and elements that they have created that have been uploaded into Canva for you to use. Then you can click on follow, and anytime they create new content, you'll be able to see that as well. So if you click on creators you follow, you'll have this whole list of everyone that you have followed in the past and all of their recent content designs. What's new is up here at the very top where it says creators you'll love. Canva is now suggesting other content creators based on content you have used in the past. If you've used a template, if you've used an element, Canva will then suggest other things that are in that similar theme. So it's a great way to expand your library and find new Canva content. Number two is a very welcome feature as far as I'm concerned. Click on the Projects tab. Canva has really helped in making navigating your content and your designs so much easier. Not too long ago, they added the ability to have navigational folders in the left-hand sidebar. And in the past, anytime you wanted to move one of your designs into those folders, you had to click on the design, click on those three dots, and choose Move to a folder. Well, they have made it so much easier. All you have to do now is click on this little checkbox. You can do multiples, and then you can click and drag these designs directly to the folder that you want. For instance, I've got these three designs right here that I know are social media posts. I can grab them and drag them right into my social media folder, and it moves them just like that. I don't have to worry about clicking on each one of those designs separately. It puts them all in that folder for me. I love this feature because it just makes it that much easier to keep your Canva content organized. You can just drag and drop and place everything you need into the proper folder. Number three has to do with photos. Now, in the past, anytime you wanted to add a photo to a design, you have your photo options right here. You can click, you can edit the photo. If you wanted that photo to maybe have some rounded corners, you actually had to put it inside of a Canva frame in order to do that. So if you scroll down here to frames, let's say I want this to have some rounded edges, click on see all. I would have to type a rectangle. I've got some rectangle options, and here's a frame that has some rounded corners. I would have to drag that into the frame in order for it to have those rounded edges. You don't have to do that anymore. They've made it so much easier. Now all you have to do, let me get rid of this one right here. All you have to do is click on the photo. Click right here. You see there's a brand new option. It says border style. Yes, you can give these a border. Click on this. You can change the border weight. So as I do this, you see right there, I've now got a border. You can change the border color simply by clicking on the border color, maybe choosing something that's in one of the photos itself, something like that. And you can also round the corners with or without the border. So let me just take the border weight out of there. Now I can round the corners of my photo just like it was a few minutes ago by taking it and putting it inside that Canva frame. So this is a really fun feature. You can now add a little bit of extra interest to your photos by rounding these corners. It saves you a couple of steps because you don't have to put it inside those Canva frames anymore. You can just do it right here from within the design itself. Number four is a new color editing option for photos. So I have a photo right here. I'm going to click on Edit Photo and click on Adjust. There's a brand new section down here called Color Edit. and it will allow you to fine tune the colors that are in that photo. So you can see right now it's showing me that these are the two primary colors that are within that photo. And if I click on this orange color, I have a new drop down menu that will allow me to tweak these colors a little bit. And this is kind of fun if you want to take a photo and maybe change those colors a little bit, maybe something that's got a little more on brand, or if you just want to change the hue or the saturation or the brightness of that specific color. So let me zoom out a little bit and I'll show you what happens here. I've got this orange color right here. You can see it's just like it's supposed to be. But if I click the hue slider, I can drag this to a different color option. So I'm going to make my basketball kind of pink. And if you keep going, you can continue through the color spectrum and change the hue of that part of the photo. This is a really fun one. You can also change the saturation if you want to. You can make it black and white, or you can also change the brightness, bring it up or down like that, simply by using this specific color option right here. Now, it is a little hit or miss. Let me show you what I'm talking about. There are some photos it doesn't quite work so well. So let me go grab another photo. I'm going to grab this one right here and this one right here. I'm going to show you how this works on both. So let's do this one first. I've got this photo right here. If I click on Edit Photo, click on Adjust, you can see once again, I've got those color editing tools. In this case, it's giving me several color options, a couple for the background as well as a couple for the subject himself. So let me zoom out a little bit. And let's say you want to change this color background. Now, in this case, this particular photo will work okay because the background is somewhat solid. So if I click on the background color and I click on hue, I can change the color background. See how it's just changing right there? And it's only changing that background. So I'm going to leave it just like that. That works really fine. So this one is okay. But on photos where you have the subject in the photo where it's very close to the background, it doesn't always work so well. So you're going to need to play with this. Let me show you what happens on this one. I'm going to click this photo, click Edit Photo, Adjust. Here are my color options right here. You've got two right here. I've got her shirt color as well as a deeper color for the shadows of her shirt. And then I've got the background. So I'm going to change her shirt first. I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to adjust the hue on this. Now this one works okay. You can see I'm changing the hue of her shirt sort of like a hunter green. But watch what happens if I try to change the background. I'm going to click on the background color and now I'm going to change the hue. Look what's happening. Because her skin tone is very similar to the background color, it's kind of making her purple. So it's changing those hues right there in her face as well as on the background. And I don't really want that. So just be careful when you're using this tool that it's actually changing the sections that you want and not changing the subject portion for that particular photo. We're at number 5 now, and this one is a slight update to the search function in Canva. So let's say we want to search for a rectangle. We've got graphics, photos, videos, shapes. What's been updated is now Canva frames are going to be included in your search function. Not only are they going to be right here, but they're also going to show up in the top navigation menu. So you've got graphics, photos, videos, shapes. And then if I go over here, there's an option now for frames. So you don't have to navigate down to the frames section. You can just do a quick search right here at the very top, and you can find those specific Canva frames with a simple search function. Before, you would have to go down here to frames, click on frames, click see all, then you'd have to type the shape that you're looking for. Well, it became much easier to do that now because these functions are now available right here within the main search bar. We're going to talk about some of the integrated apps in Canva now. And the first one we're going to go over is TypeCraft. I'm in the apps section right here in the sidebar and click on TypeCraft. This one will allow you to manipulate some text. So you can see you've got your text right here. You can type whatever you want in there. You can choose a font. They've actually updated this. There were only a few in the very beginning, but they have updated this. There's quite an extensive font library right here. Click on that to change the font. You can choose if you want it to be unfilled, where it's just kind of hollow, or you can choose to fill with a color and an outline. Well, here's the fun part. you can grab these handles right here and you can manipulate this text and kind of skew it. You can make it curvy. You can do all kinds of really fun things with this text effect. Once you have it the way you like it, you click Add to your design. There you go. It's really super fun. If you don't like that, you can change it simply by dragging these handles. You've got a couple sets of handles here. The ones on the ends will obviously drag the end points. The ones in the middle will change the middle points. And then the ones here that are connected to the middle, those adjust how much it curves. So if you drag it all the way over, it curves a little more. If you drag it the other way, it kind of gives it that little wraparound effect. So you can adjust the angle and the curves by using these side handles. Let me change this a little bit like this, change it like that. Then click Update Element, and it changes it. And you can also change the color as well with this specific app. So this is called TypeCraft. The next one is called Wave Generator. Let me go down here. You see right here, it's this purple one. Click on that. And this will allow you to create some fun wavy patterns for your designs. As you drag the slider, it will change the intensity of that wave pattern. You can also change whether or not it is a soft pattern or if it has something a little more harder lines, like that, or something even with some steps. So I'm going to go back to this pattern right here. We'll use that one. I'm going to add that to the design, and I'm going to create a couple more. So we'll do one like this maybe. And let me add one more. There we go. Add that there. Now you can do something fun with this by layering these so it maybe looks like mountains. So let me just change these. I'm going to change each of these colors right here. I'm going to make that darker, make that a medium, and make this one a little lighter. And then let me just change the position because I want the darker one in the back. And then you can just layer them. So I'm going to bring this one up a little bit and then bring this one down a little bit. There we go. And we have an effect that looks something like this, where you can take the, oh, I didn't get them all. There we go. You can take this and maybe add sort of like a landscape type illustration to your design by using this wave generator. Number 8 is very similar. It's called CanWave. So I'm going to go down here. You've got a bunch of new designs that are in here. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, all the way at the very bottom. Right down here, you have CanWave. Now this one is just slightly different because it already adds those 3 layers for you. And you can actually add more layers if you want to. These are a little more on the subtle side, but you do have some options with this. So let's say I want to add 5 layers, just like that. You can choose whether it's curved or pointy simply by clicking on those options. You can also choose whether or not you've got solid colors or gradients. That one, wow, that one's really pretty. I like that. I've got line options. I like this one right here. You can change the gradient angle. So you can, as you move this, it will change the angle of the gradient that's in there. You can change the complexity as well as the height of each one. And then once you have it the way you like it, you can click Add to Design. This would make a really pretty background for maybe a computer screen or maybe a background for one of your social media posts. And you can continue to update this and add as many different wave type patterns as you want to. So this is a slightly different version than the one we did a few minutes ago. This is a little more subtle and it adds all those extra layers for you all in one shot. The next app is called CanGrid right here, CanGrid. And you can add grids to your design. So I'm going to click Open. I've got some grid lines right here. This is going to save so much time if you maybe want to do something like this. You don't have to click and drag lines anymore to line them up and get them all exactly even. You can do it exactly right here. So you've got line options. You can also change it to dots. You can change it to triangles, squares, diamonds, and plus signs. I'm going to go back to lines. You can choose whether or not it's a solid or a dash, and you can change the number of rows as well as the stroke. So let's go something like this. Click on here, you'll be able to change the color, and then click Add to your design. And there you have that fun shape. So let's go do another one. Let's go do some dots. There's some options here with the shape function. Lines only gives you the options for solids and dashed, but if you click on the shape option, you get a couple more things right here. You've got solid, you've got outline. So you can see when I do that, it actually changes my circles to some outlines. Let me make this an easier color to see. Let's go back to purple. Easier to see. You've got outlines. You've also got one right here that's called mixed that will mix outlines and solids. And I can change, let's see, I'm going to bring this up a little bit. So it's a larger shape size and then click add. And you can do something like that. And it actually added it right on top of my other one. It is a separate element though. See, I can click and drag and it's a separate element. Now, this is kind of a neat way to add a little bit of interest. You can actually do something like this, maybe make some backgrounds. It would be a fun background. You can maybe drag this down and even change the transparency and create yourself a background with this. Let me get rid of that one. I'm going to bring this all the way over here and bring this up. Maybe bring this transparency down a little bit and create some fun backgrounds, something like that. So this is called CanGrid. The next app is called Hello QArt, and it's a way to create fun QR codes. Click on the URL and enter whatever site you want to put in there, and then just give it some parameters. So I'm going to type pink flowers, and it will then create that QR code, and it's going to embed those flowers directly in the QR code itself. It's really kind of fun because you can basically give it any type of content you want in there. Maybe your branding has to do with dogs or with cats or houses, whatever you want to type in there for those parameters, and it will then create that QR code for you and make it just have a little bit more interest. Oh, there you go. It even gave me a little background. And I've got those pink flowers embedded right in the QR code. And yes, it is a working QR code. So it's a fun way just to add a little bit of interest to those QR codes that you're creating. Number 12 on our list, we're going to use an app called Shade. And I love this one. It's all the way at the very bottom of the app list. Click on Shade. This is such a cool app because it will allow you to pick different shades for certain hex color codes. I love gradients. In fact, part of my branding is different shades of teal and salmon. So I love anything that has to do with different colored shades. So you can see right here, it's got this nice little purple color and it's giving you lighter and darker colors of that shade. So I'm going to put my brand color in here, one of them. You can see it changed those colors. Once you have the color code that you want in there, click Add Palette to Design. Here's the really cool part. It adds the entire color palette for you, and then you can use this for your designs. But you can also take this and even separate it if you want to. Let me make this a little bigger so you can see it. So here I have those fun color codes right here, but you'll notice it says ungroup. That's because it actually added this as grouped elements. So if I click ungroup, now I've got each of these elements that are separate and I can edit even farther if I want to. Maybe I don't want this lighter color in here. I can go in here and I can just remove it and it changes that one for me just like that. If I want to do something a little different with this, I can click on it. I can change the color options into something else. I love, love, love this one. It's a great way to get some color options and some color inspirations for your designs. Next on our list is an app called Tunetank, and that one is once again at the very bottom, all the way down here, Tunetank. And this will allow you to add music to your content. Maybe you're doing videos or presentations or even reels. I actually create a lot of my reels right inside of Canva. And you've got options here now for music for your Canva design. It's got it broken down by different themes. It shows you a couple different examples. You click on see all and you have a whole bunch of other examples. And the music that's here in this section is completely different from what's in the audio section in the main Canva sidebar. So this is a really fun way to get additional music for your content that you're going to be producing. I love this one. It's got some really, really pretty sounds in there. If you like lo-fi or inspirational content, you've got some great options with this one. We're at number 14. We're going to go down to a fun little app called Katapp. Of course, I like this one. It's got the name Cat. This will allow you to generate some random quotes, which I absolutely love because you don't have to worry about thinking about them or hunting Google for those quotes. All you do is click open and click generate, and it will place a quote right there on your design. Then you can use these for some motivational posts. As you continue to click this, it will continue to add some random quotes that you can then use and populate those for your Canva designs. And then, of course, just like always, it's just going to put them here in plain text. You can change the font style right here. Go up here and change that to something else. Maybe I want to do something like that. And then you can add them to your other content within Canva simply by adding those quotes. Number 15, our last one, is just something really, really fun. I don't know how much I would use it, but it's kind of fun. So we are going to go down here to the bottom to Emojify. Right there. Click on that one. And this will allow you to upload a photo of yourself and make it sort of like an emoji. So you're going to click select image, and then you're going to go to my desktop. I'm going to upload a photo. And then you're going to be able to select the image, and it's going to emojify that image for you. You can see right here, it's going to update this for us. And here we have some fun options where you can emojify yourself. It's going to add these little fun effects. This is just something fun and silly, but hey, if that's what you're into, why not? Go ahead. That's all for this week's Canva Catter Day. If this was helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos in the future. I'll see you next time.